Good day, fellow viewers and kind-hearted people of God. You are being invited through this video to join Fresh Life Initiative. But by Fresh Life Initiative, we are trying to reflect on simple ethics of life, that we have come to this world and we have diverse missions. One of the principal ones is that even when we go to church, we say we are caretakers of one another. We take care of one another in our own modest way. And the Fresh Life Initiative simply reflects on the fact that every normal human being would want to live long. And as an initiative, we are merely bringing our modest contribution that living long is good, but let that long life be nice and pleasant. So our supportive additive to that fervent quest to live long is that the long life should be nice and pleasant. If it can be understood in very simple terms, we could say, if God has given one of us the grace to live 90, but from 70 to 90 is blind, is he very happy? He's not dead, but then the life will not be nice and pleasant from 70 to 90 that is blind. In other cases, you are to live 100, but from 75 to the 100, maybe you were paralyzed by spinal cord disturbances or bones. And now, this initiative has as objective to see that we could take care of ourselves in a preventive manner. Preventive welfare catering, that as we see even in the hospitals, most people, even the hospital program is sorry that there are people who take care of the newborn, children below 7, adolescents, elderly people, and old age. So our life system is such that people are kept in different groups. And almost every 7 years we have a new phase of our life, our body changes. And so we are exhorting people to take preventive measures, not to wait when there are desperately down for 40 years or 50 years, nothing is done, and then it becomes like it is the fault of somebody. Fresh Life would like that those who are part of the system are people who have the voluntary and good intention of helping their loved ones. They take special measures to spend some few francs, some amount of money for preventive catering of themselves and their loved ones, and as such we call them facilitators, Fresh Life facilitators. You subscribe into the system by buying our Fresh Life values. It can be soap, it can be tea for blood cleansing, it can be tea for cleansing of the cataract of the eye. Without putting anything in your eye, you get different values that we'll be explaining later on in subsequent videos. But the concern is that as a facilitator, you may pay for the well-being of your loved ones as well as yourself. your children, your wife, your grandmother, your father, to pay small amount of money for some values that they will use preventively to take care of themselves. Then those of us who annually chip in something in this dimension and take materials, we consider that whatever we are giving is a business. It should have an economic impact to those who are spending in the system. In every business, there is expenditure and small gain. If we suppose that 80% of what we pay is salaries, is purchase of material to make soap, purchase of material to make cheese, and paying of rentage and so on, we make a small 15 to 20% gain. And then the system decides that it will keep aside 5 to 10% of the gain for the community that is participating in the system. In other words, as you are supporting Fresh Life to be in place and to take care of you, a fund is being raised, a welfare empowerment fund that will help the participants also in diverse methods, in different ways. They may also have their own small projects. Take, for instance, somebody who is in the system is a mechanic and has been buying material for his family, for his loved ones. Then later on, if we are, say, 10,000, 50,000 of us, and the 10 franc we are putting in place permits us to constitute a community budget of 2 billion, then as a mechanic, if you need a small piece of land to do your mechanic work, I don't think you have a problem. It's as simple as you having the means to do it. Other advantages in the system, if we keep aside maybe 50 million, 100 million for the scholarship of bright children, it will be for the scholarship of our children, not for those who are not in the system. In reality, what I'm trying to describe here is a system in which we know that in common language we say health is wealth. And so I am exhorting people to spend for their health preventively, and that they move from health to become wealthy. To build a development fund, a welfare empowerment fund for those of us who are in the system, and there will be details of how that fund is used. It's not a bank. This reminds me to say, Fresh Life is a welfare, health and economic empowerment initiative. It is not an association. It is not a bank. It is not a religious body. It is not a political party. The motto is human welfare in holiness. And when we say Fresh Life, the slogan, Fresh Life, health is wealth. Our participation of our health makes us to become wealthy. Well, in order not to have the video too long, we briefly say you come in voluntarily as an individual participating for your well-being, and you leave voluntarily as an individual who has been taking good care of himself, with the ultimate objective that you should live long and that long life should be nice and pleasant. Thank you for understanding and for being part of God's divine intention for his people to live long. He says, are we wish above all things that you be in good health and you prosper. And Fresh Life concept is based on this divine orientation to have people take care of themselves and be in good health, and that the small thing they contribute can also help them to promote prosperity, individual prosperity for those who may have small projects to be sponsored. Why not minor emergencies? When we have small fund that we have made available, we no longer live a lifestyle where you need 25, 30,000, you explain it to 10, 20 different people who will tell you their own story. You go to your Fresh Life office, you make a request for 1,000, and you get the 30,000, 50,000, you make use of it and bring it back after 4 months. It's not a loan. You bring the same what you took, but at least you make a request with 1,000 francs. Those are some of the minor advantages you have in the system. Minor emergency catering, projecting your own well-being, picking things like jobs, if at all this initiative is found. As we already have the offices in Douala, in Yaoundé, in Bamenda. It is our children who should pick jobs there to work. It is those of us who are in the system who should pick contracts. If we are 10,000 of us and we need small ginger to be used for our blood pressure, and one mama in the system needs to supply us ginger for 3 million, I think it's encouraging. Another person may have an aspect of supply to the system. So we get materials that we are using from supplied by ourselves to create jobs. That is the essence of being together and taking care of ourselves. Thank you for being part of it. As God will give you the good sense of belonging, and you come with good intention for the well-being of fellow man. God bless you.